Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is SockBot, and today I am finally looking at this wonderful Sonic game that I have been sent by quite a few people now, meaning like 3, which for me is a lot. So I wanted to talk about this, and I know that if you've been around here for a while, you know how I feel about remakes and dreams. I think that they're super impressive, but because of that, the creator should get far more credit for it than they actually are, because they put all this effort into something that is essentially not going to be accredited to them, because all that credit's going to go to the creators of the original, in this case Sega. But I think this might actually be an exception, largely because this is sort of a love letter to Sonic Adventure and the Sonic Heroes, and even what Sonic 06 was supposed to be, but I've talked about both remakes and Sonic 06 in other videos, so I'll link those around here if you want to watch those. But this video is just about this absolutely crazy impressive Sonic game that I've been wanting to talk about for a couple weeks now, but haven't gotten the chance to sit down and record. But if you do enjoy this sort of video, where I do a little bit of a deep dive on one specific dream that has impressed me recently, feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but no pressure to any of that, because I'm just really excited to play some Sonic Adventure. So yeah, I grew up with Sonic Adventure, and I played on the GameCube. I didn't play on the Dreamcast because none of my friends had a Dreamcast, but Sonic Adventure 2 was the first one I played, and then I went back and played the first later on. And I think that I always had played the 2D Sonics, and they were good, but I think, sort of like I talked about in that Sonic video I made, it's hard for a Sonic game to accomplish its goal of fast-paced platforming, because it sort of leaves it, it like kind of makes it, oh, well, already fell off the stage. Good shot there. But I started playing through this before, and that happened before. But in a Sonic game, I think it's quite hard for any sort of developer to make a good balance between the speed and the flow state that you get into when you're going super fast and doing everything perfectly, and then how much that causes the entire game to come to a halt when you hit something, or in the Sonic Adventure game specifically, when you go into a battle section. And I think that those battle sections are often a place where people are kind of sick of the Sonic games at this point. I always thought they were good, but I can understand why people didn't particularly like the Knuckles sections in the Sonic Adventure series, especially the kind of slow and boring ones where you're literally searching for the tiniest corner to find an actual collectible. But for this, specifically, getting back to the game we're actually playing right now, they've done a really good job of adjusting the controls and having two control schemes, one for racing levels like this and one for like adventure sections, like you saw back there when I was fighting. And I'm not exactly sure when it switches off between them. I haven't really figured that out yet. It seems to be sort of a hybrid, but for example, in the adventure parts, you will be able to let's get over that and not actually kill myself. In the adventure parts, you'll be able to wall jump, for example, and in the more racing sections, the controls are very similar, but it controls a lot more like a racing game, and I think that that is something that works super well for Sonic, because as much as we sort of like to think it's a platformer, which it is, but if we're going to get that amazing Sonic game that does speed really well, which is the one thing that makes Sonic so special, then of course the attitude that was huge at the time, and sort of continued on with Sonic and the rest of the characters, especially Silver. But if we want that sort of thing, I think that either Sega developers or whenever we get like a Sonic Mania 3D, are gonna have to take a lot of input from racing games. I'm trying to get this ball in there because I think that's how I get the other emblem. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy here, but the camera still does very much follow Sonic. But yeah, about this game specifically, I think the reason why it's so impressive is the two control schemes they've created that work honestly better than any other Sonic Adventure game. I don't think they're quite like Q8 as well. Like, there's definitely some glitchy parts. You saw I fell through the floor there. But the speed sections feel good, the camera doesn't feel awkward, and yeah, here, I'll let you guys pay attention to this one right now, because there's a good speed section coming up. I played this already and kind of screwed up the recording, that's why you're seeing this twice, but there we go. Oh yeah, and so then you can hit L and R to dash, you can still duck, and all of those sorts of things that we saw in previous games, but actually I think it does it better in the tutorial than it does here, but it just feels so good, and you can do a huge dash without hopefully killing myself there. You can do dashes, you can slide, you can do the bounce move. I think that was from Sonic Colors? Was it in games before that? I don't remember, but I gotta say, as a Sonic fan, especially one that grew up with the 3D games and has the penchant for those games specifically, and who played a lot of them with friends, which I'll talk about in a second, I gotta say I'm very impressed. They got a lot of things right in this that not even Sega got right, which I think is something that we saw with Sonic Mania as well, and something I really hope we see with the Sonic Adventure series in the future. I think after Sonic Mania there's a chance that they could, but I mean, we all know how proud Sega is with their IPs and not wanting to let other people touch them. It's the same with Nintendo. It's understandable. If you were a creator, you'd be mad if somebody made your game better than you did too, but I just think that they did such a good job with this, and the one other thing, I know that you've seen me spin dash all over the place, but they really nailed that move, and if you haven't played a lot of the more not good Sonic games, especially some of the ones on the Wii and the Sonic 06 actually did the spin dash pretty well because there's a lot of fighting sections in that, but in a few different Sonic games, they just somehow forgot how to do the spin dash, and so it's crap, and when that's your only form of attack, that's a pretty big part of the game to be crap. And somehow here, they got it perfectly, honestly. The targeting, the way that it feels when you're going through a series of enemies, it just feels perfect. The distance doesn't feel too far. It doesn't feel like I'm homing in onto enemies from 80 feet away or in an unfair way, and it doesn't feel like I can dash to avoid everything. But that combined with the way that the speed sections work, like here you can see on this track, it just feels so good, and you can go so fast, and you can drift around corners. It's just very, very impressive. I do wish that you could dash through these rings here, because I always have a ball when I'm doing that, but I think we can go through one more course here. I think there's one more that's available. Can we do it yet? Let's find out. Yes, we can. Okay, so it looks like that was just an adventure stage, which is weird because there were some fast sections there. But this is going to be a boost stage, and you'll see a lot of what I'm talking about here. But I'll just kind of play it out, and you guys can enjoy. Okay, so now we're going to get into the racing section. I was originally just going to kind of show this part, but there's something coming up that I kind of wanted to show everybody, and also I had to restart because I kept, well, you'll see. We'll see if we're able to get past that this time, but there's the ring dash through shorter rings that are actually further together than that. There's the bounce attack that we mentioned before, but here we actually get to see the racing part in action, where it really does feel more like a Mario Kart or something like that. Than actual platformer, which I think is a great idea. I think modifying the controls and the control scheme as significantly as they did with this is kind of what Sega needs to do. The drifting isn't perfect, it's kind of awkward to use, especially when you're not boosting, but it just feels really, really good. And then this is the part, and why I didn't just leave this one to go here. There is an amazing 2D section in this that does eventually go back to 3D, but just the fact that they were able to put this in here, the fact that they took the time to put this in there and adjust what I imagine was quite a lot to, let's try to boost up here so I don't fall again, which I imagine was quite a lot to actually get through a 2D section and make one that works for this sort of game. And they didn't need to do that. But they did. And yeah, I realize this has been done in Sonic games before. It's not super new, it's not super fancy, but again, this is what indie developers that are working within the platform of Dreams were able to do. And I think that more so than just kind of show off how impressive Dreams can be at times, it's really exciting for me to see how a really good Sonic game could be these days. And it's awesome how much they get right in here. And I feel like, again, I said this a couple times now, but just with the amount that they got right in here, if they were able to have the team like Sega does, and were able to, I guess, quality control this enough to be a full-time Sonic game, I'd be so excited. It looks like, okay, I think what's happening here is I need to be able to run across the water, which means I need to be boosting. So let's do that now. Yeah, there we go. Interesting. So there's a whole section here where you have to be able to go across the water, but I don't know if I can here. Right? How do I can't charge that up? Okay, well, turns out that there is one part in this level that's unbeatable if you don't have rings. So, emphasis on having the kind of QA that Sonic does, or that Sega does, because gosh knows they need it. Although, yeah, Sega's not really great at that either, but definitely go try this out. If you can make it past the section that I didn't, let me know, because
Well, better get going.
I think I'm just doing something wrong, but even with the difficulties that I ran into here and having to re-record this, I gotta say that this is a super impressive game, and props to the creators. You can see them down at the bottom of the screen. Definitely go check them out, like the game itself, even if you're not going to play it, just so they know that people are enjoying it, because as a creator I understand that it does encourage a lot of people to keep playing and keep making these sorts of games for all of us who either are watching them here on YouTube or actually playing them in Dreams. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me rant on about my lovely adventures with Sonic, my lovely adventures with Sonic Adventure. But regardless, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.
Anytime now.
I had too much energy drink before starting this, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.